My 24-hour review of ZENLESS Zone Zero. How y'all doing? Welcome to Mobile Trash. We're back with some more ZENLESS Zone Zero content, and I wanted to give you my 24 hours in review. I've played the game for 24 hours. I've unlocked some of the in-game modes and stuff like that. Not all of them, alright? I'm only like level 23, almost 25. Hopefully I can start pushing into 30, but I gotta grind a little more and stuff like that. But I want to give you my honest thoughts, my honest impressions. We're gonna go over everything: story, combat, animations, character designs, and then my final little verdict here in the future. What I think this game could eventually, become. So, guys, if you're new here, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at, make sure you follow. Make sure you turn on notifications because I'm dropping new content every single day. And if you want more ZENLESS Zone Zero content, we're dropping ZENLESS Zone Zero content all week. So, if you need something to listen to, all right, you need a Yap Fest to listen to. I know how some of y'all are. Well, I'm your guy for that. But anyways, I don't want to waste too much time here. And let's get into the content. And let's talk about ZENLESS Zone Zero. Because I got some thoughts. And I got some thoughts. Some negative thoughts. Some positive thoughts. Some, neutral thoughts. All that type of stuff. So, let's get started. I wanted to start things off simple. And let's talk about the story. Because, the story is always the upfront game in these things. And let's talk about it. Now, I haven't completed all the story. I'm just going to be straight up front with you. I'm getting there. I'm moving. But I'm a little slow because, look, how I always say this, the story is definitely mid. It's so mid that I can't even finish it most of the time. Right now, I'm just turning into a Skippy guy. Skippy McGee over here. I'm over here just skipping and skipping and skipping. Because, guys, I truly never care about these gacha game stories. And I've said this for Wuthering Waves. I've said this for, Wuthering Waves is my first gacha game I've covered. So, I've said that for Wuthering Waves. That I didn't care for the story about that game either. But I will say this, though. I think ZENLESS Zone Zero's voice acting, I think how they're telling the story, even though I'm getting a little worried that a lot of the time it's just them just talking, they're just face-to-face and you're just talking. They're just yapping for like 30 minutes. But the stuff that I've seen from the very beginning and stuff like that, how they're telling their story, the comics, the really dynamic cutscenes, I really enjoyed those. Again, the cutscenes are really nice. And I honestly wish we got more cutscenes. I wish we got more, cutscenes than the TV system. But, can only ask for so much, I guess, with these games. But anyways, I really enjoy that aspect of the story. And I was engaged with it in the beginning. The beginning does hit. The beginning definitely does hit. But once we start, when the hacker stuff starts coming on, and then you get stuck with a characters like Nikimana, the freaking cat girl, and she's just so annoying. She just wants to, she's like nails on a chalkboard with her voice. It just gets really tiring. It gets tiring really fast. The yapping gets really, really, really tiring. And you know what? Hey, I'm glad they put a skip button because I've been skipping and skipping and skipping. Because let me tell you something. You know what I found out? There was a reason why I wasn't enjoying the first impressions of the game. And those were my first, couple hour, 10 hour in impressions. And I wasn't messing with it. But as I started, getting away from the story and doing some other stuff like the gameplay of just fighting things and, grinding out the characters, leveling up, getting materials. As I started doing more of this stuff, the more of the grind stuff, I was like, oh, okay. It's just really mainly the beginning in that story that's really just holding me back from, pushing and pushing and pushing through the story, in my opinion. So the story is pretty mid, and I really wish that, The story didn't take like 30 minutes plus each mission. As you know, the TV system is absolutely god-awful, and the TV system is the integral part of the story. And, people saying take out the TV system, I just say this, moving forward with ZENLESS Zone Zero, don't rely on the TV system anymore. Don't rely on it a little too much, because yes, the TV system does get better. You do start getting used to it, and the puzzles are still annoyingly frustrating. Like right now I'm on chapter 2, and I have to, spend like 20 minutes like just doing like planting transmitters, and there's just nothing engaging with the TV system and the story. Now, the only thing I'd say the TV system works is the Hollow Zero. The Hollow Zero TV system is fun as hell. You just get to choose stuff. Your choices actually, matter a little bit and stuff like that. And, and I really wish, how do I say this? The story is definitely a big hurdle to get through, but I'm also going to say this. I'm not a story guy. I don't even, some of the most popular games that, that I play, I don't play them for the story. I'm skipping through their story. I don't care. Alright, most of the time, I could care less about the story in most games. So, I'm not a story guide, and, even though, and going forward with the story, I'm just going to skip all the way through it and just fight the enemies and kill the bosses in the story. I could care less about learning about these characters, story-wise or plot-wise. Like, who cares? Alright? Ain't nobody cares about the lore or whatever. Because, me sitting through 3 or 4 or 5 hours of, the cat girl really made me realize that, yeah, I'm not putting myself through this story, I'm just going to skip it. And, one of the things I hate about the game is the story. And that's one of my big pet peeves is the story. But, there's a skip button. And I'm just going to skip it now. And I just don't care. So overall, guys, the story's mid. Even if you don't skip it, if you try to listen to it like I was, it's just very basic. It's mid. It's very, you can tell what's about to happen. It's very cliche. There's just nothing really to gather from the story, in my opinion. So, the story's mid. Let's move on to more exciting things, and more exciting things that I actually enjoy from the game. Gameplay and content. Lord mighty, the gameplay and content. I was really on like kind of, on the teetering line of not liking the combat or liking it, but then I realized, I don't know how to say this. Wuthering Waves had a very complex combat system. Some of the best in gacha game history. I mean, every time I play Wuthering Waves, it's so satisfying. Everything. But I'll also say this too. Man, sometimes I just don't want to fight things in Wuthering Waves. I could care less to fight things. Because sometimes, fighting a boss or whatever, it takes a little bit of effort on the phone. I really do have to sweat my ass off. Sweat my ass off playing this game on mobile. You have to with Wuthering Waves. Look, the people saying the game's Wuthering Waves is too easy or whatever, shut up, alright? I'm not talking about the story bosses. I'm talking about I'm talking about the holograms. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about the story, alright? The story is supposed to be easy. Look. I'm not talking about the story. But I could care less to, I'm just going to wait to level my shit up. I'm not going to spend that time trying to figure out these bosses. I'm just going to level cap it on Wuthering Waves. Now, with ZZZ, the combat is very simplistic, and I really do enjoy that. It's really flashy. It's really addicting. It really, look, I was playing it last night. And I was just grinding. I was just fighting things, doing my thing, I was just, using up all my energy, whatever, just fighting things, doing the hollow zone and all that stuff. And I was really just enjoying that because, yes, the combat is very addicting. It's very flashy. It's very simple. Yeah, it's very flashy. It's very in your face. It's very addicting, to be honest with you. I can't even lie. And that's one of the positives. All right, you know, a lot of people are talking about the game. The combat sucks, and I was leaning towards that. And then I realized this is not Wuthering Waves. You know, this is not Wuthering Waves. You know, this is like the addicting combat and like Genshin Impact type thing. It's very casual. It's very addicting. And yeah, you just enjoy it. And when you get to the harder enemies and you start fighting the harder stuff and you really have to play the game, it's very fun. It's very fun figuring out combos, doing combos with Nicole or, you know, Billy. Going crazy with Billy, you know, just killing everything with Billy is just so addicting. I really enjoy that. The swap-offs are very addicting and stuff like that. And I really enjoy the combat, you know. And that's one of the things that I just wish ZENLESS ZONE ZERO would focus more on, because the combat's good. I don't care what anybody says. The combat's not bad. It's the level cap and it's the enemies. The enemies don't be doing shit to you. Alright, the enemies be barely doing anything towards you. Alright, I'm just gonna be straightly honest with you. You know, it's until you get to the later stages of the game when the enemies start picking up and you actually have to dodge, you actually have to do this, you actually have to do that. Blah, 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 blah. You know? Stuff like that. And that's not bad. It's just, you know, it's just Hoyoverse having to make better enemies, better bosses, better people, stronger bosses, stronger this, a little bit more mechanics, stuff like that. And I really, really, really wish there was just more of that. To be honest with you, you know, the combat is not bad, but for example, you know, I was fighting a boss yesterday, and when I was fighting that boss, that man literally just standing there. He just started standing there the whole time while I was just firing off on him. He didn't touch me. He didn't do anything. He didn't hit me or nothing. And that's one of the negatives here. Like, why am I fighting a boss when the boss doesn't fight you back? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. But that's my only gripe. It's just the enemies. Make the mobs better. Make the mobs a little bit more smarter. And then, boom, that fixes this whole, like, the combat's bad or the combat's mid or whatever. That fixes this whole thing. Because once you actually start playing the game and you start learning some stuff, I mean, it just hits different. It actually starts getting good. The parry's really good. The you know, all that stuff's really good. You know, you need some units to stun the bosses. If you don't stun the boss, you can't kill the boss. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but overall, I really enjoy the gameplay. The gameplay's a big aspect of this game, and I wish there was more focus on it. And hopefully in future updates, they do put a more focus in this, you know, they put a more focus on it. But, you know, yeah. It really is 30% combat and story, you know, so I don't know if they're going to improve the combat, but hopefully they do. You know, we'll be covering the game. Hopefully they will be, because the combat is definitely an A+ game. It's definitely an A+ thing. So let's move on. Now let's talk about game modes. We got some game modes. We got the story. We got the commissions. We got the Hollow Zero. I think there is more game modes once you get to level 40 or whatever, but I'm not level 40 yet, or I'll be honest with you. But so far, how am I feeling about all the game modes and what you can do and what you can blah, 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 the arcade mode and all that stuff? Actually, you know, I'll be honest with you. Again, you know, the story, you know, is mid. We've already talked about the story. The commissions, the battle commissions are pretty good. You just, you know, you fight enemies. That's all you do. You just fight enemies, and I really enjoy that. And honestly, I hope they just keep adding a bunch of battle commissions. Like, I just hope they just keep adding more and more and more and more and more battle missions, different battle missions, because that'd be really fun. It's just really fun. You know, you could just fight enemies and just have a good time without having to deal with the TV system or the fucking annoying ass goddamn Yap Fest story. You know? So I hope they add more of that too. The explore commissions. Oh man, these are there's something. That it's miserable. Some of them are really miserable. Some of the puzzles are just, why the fuck am I doing this? Every time I go on an Explorer commission, I swear to God, it ups it like 20 plus minutes because, again, the TV system is just so brain dead sometimes. You know, it's just like, what am I even doing? But, you know, they're okay. The Explorer commissions, they're okay. You know, you get some experience or whatever, you know. You know, you have to do them, you do them, you do them. But I just wish there was just more battle commissions. The Hollow Zero mode is really, really fun. I was actually playing it last night, and as long as I skip through all their stupid ass dialogue, I have a good time just fighting the enemies and doing my thing, and getting the freaking grinding up the level, the Hollow Zero bounty level, whatever it's called. So I'm having fun with that. You know, I'm probably gonna see if I can get to get really far, start pushing that a little bit more, get that a little bit more in. But overall, I'm really enjoying that too. And other than that, the game modes are pretty decent. And I know the Hollow Zero is just like a simulated universe type thing. Yes, it is, but it's pretty good. All right, with the TV system, it works really good, and it's actually not pretty bad. And that's all I'm gonna say for game modes. Not bad. Just wish there was just more combat game modes, and hopefully we get more combat game modes in the future. Characters. I lied. We're not doing characters yet. Music and animations. Oh man, I'll tell you something. You know, the music is really good. The music fits every vibe, every little area that you're in. The music fits it. The arcade, the music fits it. All right, all the story, the music fits it. The music is just really good. The music is top notch. Hoyoverse knows how to make good music. They've been doing it for Honkai Star Rail. They've been doing it for Genshin Impact. They've been doing it for all those games, and this is no exception. All right, the music is really good, and animation. This is probably the best animations that I've seen in a gacha game forever now. I mean, these are some of the best animations that you can gosh darn dang have. These animations are so good, I swear to God, they're carrying ZZZ. Like, I swear to God they are. Because these animations are just top quality, they're top notch, they're top this, they're top that. They are top notch quality. I enjoy the animations. Really good. I wish there was more cutscenes to show them off, but you know, you gotta cut costs somewhere, I guess you could say. Now, my final verdict and how I'm overall feeling about the game. I'm going to explain it in a few minutes here. Here we go. My final verdict of this game is that this game has a lot of great potential. This game could actually become a really good casual gacha game. And what do I mean by that? I mean, with the systems they have, with everything like that, I really hope this could be a really good casual combat, gacha game. Now, what I wish there was more combat, I do. I do. I'm one of those people who like to play the combat, but the combat's super casual too. And I don't mind the casual combat. Honestly, I hope they keep adding more casual combat and just able to, just jump in and fight enemies, jump out. Boom, 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 get a couple hours in of some good old, flashy dopamine, and then get out. I really enjoyed that. I don't like the whole, I'm having to take pictures of cats, or, having to go talk to him or talk to him. I don't really care to do that stuff. And most of the time I'm not doing that stuff, to be honest with you. That's why it's kind of taking me a bit to get through the story, because I don't want to do that stuff. I just don't, But the future of ZZZ, we're going to see the future when the first update comes. How the devs respond to all the feedback. If the devs even respond. If the devs even, put some good changes out there. We will see. But my final verdict is this game has a lot of potential. This game has a lot of great stuff to it. There's just a few really bad negatives here that they need to clean up. They need to fix that, because hey, I'm enjoying the game though. I'm enjoying the game. ever since I'm away from the story now and all that stuff, I'm enjoying the game now, you know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying just skipping through the story and just fighting the enemies and doing my thing and, you know, building my characters. You know, I like building teams. I like doing that. And, you know, this game has that. This game definitely has that. But yeah, overall, that's how I'm feeling about ZENLESS Zone Zero. Let me know. Do you like the game? Do you hate the game? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all later. Bye.